Yes, science, bitch! Yes, science!
Have you ever felt like reality is a bit off? Like some unseen force controls everything? You're not alone. The idea that our universe is a simulation, like a super advanced video game, has been around for a while. It's the kind of question that keeps philosophers up at night. And for good reason. If we are living in a simulation, what does that mean for our lives, our purpose, our very existence? Think about it. Our most realistic video games today are amazingly complex. We have virtual worlds filled with detail, where characters think, feel, and make choices. Now imagine a civilization millions of years ahead of us. Their technology would be unimaginable to us. What's stopping them from creating simulations indistinguishable from reality? This isn't just science fiction. Philosopher Nick Bostrom's simulation argument takes this idea seriously. He argues that there's a good chance we're living in a simulation right now. It's a mind-blowing concept, but before we dismiss it as crazy talk, let's look at the evidence. Nick Bostrom, a philosopher at Oxford University, lays out a compelling case for the simulation hypothesis. He presents us with 3 possibilities, and here's the kicker. At least one of them be true. Possibility number 1. Civilizations wipe themselves out before reaching the technological level to create realistic simulations. Think nuclear war, runaway climate change, or even a killer asteroid. The second possibility is that civilizations reach that level of technology but choose not to create ancestor simulations for whatever reason. Maybe it's considered unethical, or perhaps they find better ways to spend their time. Finally, we come to the third and perhaps most unsettling possibility. We are living in a simulation. Bostrom argues that if even a tiny fraction of civilizations reach the technological capability and desire to create these simulations, the number of simulated universes would vastly outnumber the one real universe. Statistically speaking, the odds of us being in the real one are slim to none. So, how do we test this mind-bending theory? Unfortunately, there's no foolproof way to unplug from the matrix, yet. However, certain aspects of our reality hint at the possibility of a simulated existence. Our technological advancements are accelerating at an unprecedented rate. Moore's law, which states that computing power doubles roughly every 2 years, is a testament to this progress. If this trend continues, we'll soon have the ability to create incredibly complex simulations ourselves. What's to say someone hasn't already done it? Then there's quantum mechanics, the weird and wonderful world of subatomic particles. Quantum entanglement, where 2 particles become linked and share the same fate no matter how far apart they are, seems like something straight out of a science fiction movie. Could this be evidence of code running in the background, connecting everything in the simulation? Even the very fabric of our universe, space-time itself, might hold clues. Some physicists believe that space-time is not smooth and continuous as we perceive it, but rather pixelated, made up of tiny, indivisible units like the pixels on your computer screen. If true, this could be the resolution of the simulation we're living in. Section 4, Reality Bites Back. Arguments against the simulation. Of course, not everyone buys into the simulation hypothesis. Critics argue that it's impossible to prove or disprove, making it more of a philosophical thought experiment than a scientific theory. One of the main arguments against it is the sheer complexity of our universe. Simulating every single atom, every interaction, every thought and emotion would require an unfathomable amount of computing power. Even with advanced technology, creating a simulation as intricate as our reality seems like a tall order. Then there's the issue of evidence. While certain aspects of our world might have simulated existence, there's no smoking gun. We haven't found any glitches in the matrix, no telltale signs that we're living in a computer program. Of course, if the simulation is good enough, we might not even know what to look for. Finally, the simulation hypothesis raises some thorny philosophical questions. If we are living in a simulation, who are our creators? What's their purpose? And do we have free will, or are our choices predetermined by the simulation's code? Section 5. Neil deGrasse Tyson's take on the simulation hypothesis. Renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson has weighed in on the simulation hypothesis, offering a unique perspective that bridges both skepticism and open-mindedness. Tyson acknowledges the intriguing nature of the idea, suggesting that it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. In fact, he has gone on record stating that there's a better than 50 to 50 inches chance that we're living in a simulation. Tyson argues that as our own technology advances, the concept of creating simulated worlds becomes more plausible. He points out that video games, virtual reality, and artificial intelligence are evolving at an exponential rate. If we can create increasingly sophisticated simulations, what's to say that a more advanced civilization hasn't already done so? One of Tyson's key points is the idea of computational limits. He notes that if our universe is a simulation, the creators might have devised ways to economize on computational resources. This could explain why we don't experience certain phenomena at a microscopic level, or why the universe appears to have a finite speed limit like the speed of light. However, Tyson also highlights the philosophical implications and ethical questions that arise from this hypothesis. He asks, if we are in a simulation, what is the nature of our creators? Are they benevolent, or are we merely subjects in a grand experiment? These questions echo the concerns of many who ponder the simulation hypothesis, adding depth to the ongoing debate. Tyson's perspective brings a nuanced view to the table. While he doesn't fully endorse the simulation hypothesis, he encourages us to keep an open mind and consider the possibilities. His balanced approach reminds us that the boundaries of our understanding are ever expanding, and the true nature of our reality may be more complex than we can currently comprehend. So as we explore the cosmos and push the limits of our knowledge, Tyson's insights serve as a reminder to remain curious and question the world around us. After all, the pursuit of knowledge is a journey without end, and the answers we seek may lie just beyond the horizon. Gap 3S? Section 5. What if we are in a simulation? Let's say, for a moment, that we're living in a simulation. What would that mean for us? Would our lives be any less meaningful knowing that our reality is a carefully constructed illusion? Some argue that it wouldn't change a thing. Our experiences, our relationships, our joys and sorrows would all still be real. The fact that our universe is simulated wouldn't negate the importance of our lives. Others believe that discovering the simulation would be a profound moment in human history. It would force us to rethink our place in the cosmos and our relationship with our creators. We might even be able to learn from them, gaining access to knowledge and technology far beyond our current understanding. Of course, there's also the possibility that our creators wouldn't be benevolent beings. They could be using us for their own purposes, running experiments, or simply observing our behavior for their own amusement. The ethical implications of living in a simulation are vast and complex. Ultimately, the question of whether or not we are living in a simulation remains unanswered. It's a fascinating thought experiment that forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge and the nature of reality itself. So the next time you look up at the night sky, consider this. Are those stars real, or are they just pixels on a cosmic screen? The answer may be closer than you think.
Yes, science, bitch! Yes, science!